Take a deep breath, letting your body relax. And as you do, notice how easy it is to allow these ideas to settle in, much like a gentle wind settling leaves into place. There's something satisfying about simply being here, isn't there? Knowing when you focus on the now, life feels richer, and stress seems to drift away. Perhaps you've noticed how grounding yourself with breath or the sensations of your body makes everything clearer and calmer. And maybe, without even thinking about it, you're already beginning to value this sense of mindfulness more deeply. So feel how your body anchors you to this moment. Each breath, each sensation, it's all happening now. The connection between mind and body, it's something you've always had, but now you might realize how important it is to truly feel it, to live it. It's as if this awareness opens doors to something more authentic, more real. So imagine a moment when you were completely genuine, vulnerable even, and how that created a deeper connection with someone. Now let that memory remind you how authenticity, it enhances relationships and your connection to yourself. You don't even have to try. It just happens naturally when you're fully present. And as you allow these thoughts to deepen, consider how easy it is to focus when you're in the moment. Tasks feel clearer, priorities align, and the world slows down enough to appreciate the quality over the quantity. Even creativity flows effortlessly in this state, doesn't it? You can picture moments when being present sparked something fresh and insightful, moments when time seemed to stand still. And when you let go of past regrets and future worries, isn't it freeing? It's like unburdening yourself, stepping into a space of ease, grace and adaptability. And notice how that feels as it happens now. For some, being present opens a pathway to something beyond themselves, a connection to the divine or the sacred. Whether you call it peace, wisdom, or simply presence, isn't it wonderful to know that the answers you need, they often arise when you're truly here. Intuition sharpens, insights become clearer, a sense of calm, of belonging fills you. Of course, it's useful to have tools to support this presence. You might find yourself drawn to practices like meditation, yoga, or simply mindful moments during your day. Or perhaps you'll notice how your surroundings influence your state, how nature, silence, or a little order in your space, it enhances this feeling of presence. And the funny thing is, as you hear these words, your unconscious mind is already aligning, weaving these beliefs into the fabric of your thoughts and actions. You don't need to try. It's happening naturally, effortlessly. Presence is who you are. It's who you've always been when you're free from distractions. And from now on, without even needing to think about it, you'll find yourself more present, more mindful, more connected. Because your mind knows the values of living this way. Every breath reminds you. Every step reinforces it. And so these beliefs, like gentle whispers, they're already taking root, shaping your actions and experience in the most profound and positive ways. Isn't it fascinating how powerful your mind truly is? So as you're sitting there now, you might begin to notice how awareness feels. Isn't it intriguing how without even trying, you're already focusing on the present moment? Maybe it's the rhythm of your breathing or the sound around you. And as you sink into this awareness, you find yourself appreciating the now more than ever. And isn't it curious how stress just seems to dissolve when you're here, fully here? It's almost as if your mind and body already know how to let go of unnecessary thoughts, so effortlessly, as though they've always known the secret. And perhaps without realizing it, you've already decided that living in the moment is becoming second nature to you. So notice how your body feels right now, whether it's the weight of your feet on the floor, the gentle rise and the fall of your chest, or subtle warmth spreading through your hands. It's all happening now, isn't it? And as you notice these sensations, you might begin to feel a deeper sense of grounding, of being here, connected. You've probably experienced moments before where focusing on your breath, or noticing the sensations of your body brought clarity, calm, and a kind of inner harmony. And isn't it nice to know that your body is always there to anchor you, no matter where your thoughts may drift? And as this becomes clearer to you, it's almost as if your body and mind, they're working together seamlessly now, guiding you to a natural presence. Think back to a time when you were fully yourself, no filters, no pretense. Do you remember how powerful that felt, how freeing? And as you revisit that memory now, you might begin to realize how authenticity not only deepens your connection with others, but also yourself. Now imagine how being vulnerable, being open, creates space for even deeper, more meaningful relationships. It's almost as if, by simply showing up as you are, you invite others to do the same. And isn't it amazing how that kind of presence just happens, without effort, when you're living in the moment? Now consider how focus feels. There's a kind of ease that comes when you're fully engaged in something, isn't there? Tasks flow naturally, and time seems to stretch in the most delightful way. And as you think about this, you might already feel how truly presence sharpens your focus, and it amplifies your effectiveness, like a magnifying glass concentrating sunlight. And here's the beautiful thing. When you let go of unnecessary thoughts about your past or future, you unlock even more focus. So imagine for a moment what it feels like to release attachment to what has been and what might be. Doesn't that create a sense of freedom, of spaciousness, that lets you work with clarity and purpose? And perhaps as you allow that feeling to grow, you'll notice it returning to you again and again whenever you need it the most. So as you breathe, you might begin to sense a quietness inside, a stillness that's always been there, waiting for you to notice it. Isn't it interesting how the more present you are, the more you feel connected, not just to yourself, but to something greater? Whether you call it the universe, the divine, or simply peace, that connection is already deepening now without effort. And perhaps you've already discovered, when you're present, answers seem to arise on their own. Intuition sharpens, insights emerge. It's almost as though your unconscious mind has all the wisdom you need, and being present allows it to come forward effortlessly. Have you ever noticed how some environments make it easier to be present? Maybe it's the calm of nature, the simplicity of a tidy space, or even a quiet moment in your day. As you think about those spaces, your unconscious mind begins to seek them out naturally, doesn't it? And imagine how practices like meditation, mindful breathing, or even simple moments of silence, they can anchor you. It's as though these tools are becoming second nature to you now, easy, automatic, and deeply satisfying. Picture a moment when someone truly listened to you. No distractions, no interruptions. Do you remember how seen, how understood that you felt? And isn't it amazing to realize that you can create that same feeling in others just by being present with them? And as you think about that now, you might begin to feel how your ability to listen, to really connect, is growing stronger. It's almost as if presence is a superpower you've always had, and it's only now you're fully tapping into it. Now think about how often technology pulls people away from the moment. Isn't it fascinating how easily it happens? But you're starting to notice now, aren't you? How much more fulfilling it is to set boundaries, to consciously choose when and how to engage with screens. Imagine how liberating it feels to reclaim your attention, to focus it fully on what truly matters. It's almost as though every time you step away from distractions, you're stepping closer to yourself, your life, and your true presence. And as you follow along, perhaps you've noticed how easy these beliefs are sinking in. Or maybe you haven't noticed yet, and that's okay too, because your unconscious mind is always listening, always absorbing, always learning. And as you continue with your day, you might find yourself naturally choosing presence, choosing mindfulness, connection, and authenticity. Not because you have to, but because it feels good. And isn't it wonderful to know that presence, in all the richness and beauty, is already yours? You don't need to force it. It's simply who you are, deep down, And with every breath you take, the truth grows stronger, clearer, and more alive in with you. So take a moment now to notice the present. Isn't it interesting how the moment unfolds when you simply pay attention to it? Like a flower blooming effortlessly in the sunlight. Your awareness grows naturally, expanding to embrace what's there right now. And as you breathe, you might notice how good it feels to let go of the noise, those thoughts of the past, of worries about the future. It's like closing a door on chaos and stepping into a peaceful open space. And without even thinking about it, you realize this is where life happens. This is where clarity, joy, and freedom reside. Every time you focus on the now, your unconscious learns to value it more, doesn't it? And it's amazing how, with each passing moment, your ability to live fully in the present becomes stronger, more authentic. Feel your body now, how it's sitting, the sensations in your hands, your feet, maybe even the gentle rhythm of your breath. And notice how simply tuning into your body, it brings you into this moment effortlessly, naturally. You might not have realized it before, but your body is like a compass, constantly pointing you back to the now. And every time you notice a breath or a sensation, you're deepening that connection, grounding yourself in a way that feels steady, calm, and reassuring. It's almost as if your body and mind are working together now, harmonizing, aligning, guiding you towards presence without any conscious effort. And isn't that a beautiful thing to realize? Think of a time when you were completely yourself, unguarded, open, authentic. Perhaps it felt freeing, as though a weight had been lifted. And as you recall that feeling now, your unconscious begins to understand authenticity. It isn't something you need to create. It's simply who you are when you're present. And vulnerability, that openness, it isn't weakness, it's strength. Because when you're truly present, being vulnerable feels safe, doesn't it? Feels right, natural. Imagine how many doors open when you show up as your real self. Deeper connections, meaningful interactions, and a sense of ease that spreads into every area of your life. And the best part is, as you hear this, your mind is already making a shift. You don't have to think about it, it's just happening. Have you ever noticed when you're truly present, focus comes effortlessly? It's as though the world narrows and suddenly you're in the flow, completely absorbed in what you're doing. Isn't it fascinating how in those moments everything feels easier, clearer? Your mind already knows how to do this. In fact, your mind finds yourself entering that state more and more often now. Without even trying, tasks become simpler, your priorities sharper, and distractions, they fade into the background. Like noise you no longer need to pay attention to. And here's the secret your unconscious already understands. When you let go of the pull of the past and the lure of the future, you step into the sweet spot of focus, a place where everything just works. So picture this. You're holding a handful of sand, squeezing it tightly. It feels heavy, doesn't it? But as you open your hand, the sand slips away, and suddenly you feel light, free. Letting go is just like that. And as you think about it now, you might begin to notice how freeing it feels to release what no longer serves you, old worries, regrets, and fears about what's ahead. Imagine how much lighter you can feel, how much more space there is for a presence when you let it all go. Your unconscious mind knows exactly how to do this. It's already learning to let go, little by little, every moment of every day. And isn't it a wonderful thought? Have you ever had a moment when an answer just came to you, like a quiet voice from within guiding you? That is your intuition, and it thrives when you're present. The more grounded you are in the moment, the louder that voice becomes, the clearer your insight. And as you sink deeper into this idea now, you might feel a sense of calm spreading through you, an inner peace that seems to say everything is okay. Because it is, isn't it? Right here, right now. In this moment, you've everything you need. And your unconscious is already making this connection, linking presence with peace, with clarity, with wisdom. It's happening now effortlessly. Think about the space where you feel most present. Maybe it's a quiet room, a walk in nature, or a moment of stillness at the start of the day. As you reflect on this, your unconscious mind begins to guide you, doesn't it? It starts nudging you towards creating more of these spaces, more of these moments. And perhaps you'll notice how tools like meditation, mindfulness reminders, or even something as simple as taking a deep breath can bring you back to the now, again and again. It's almost as if these tools are becoming second nature to you, a natural part of your day. So imagine a conversation where you're fully present, truly listening. You're not thinking about what to say next, or distracted by your own thoughts. You're just there, with the other person. Do you notice how deeply they connect with you in this moment? Now imagine bringing that level of presence into every interaction. Picture the trust it builds, the understanding it fosters. And isn't it amazing to realize you can do this? You are already doing this, more and more with each passing day. And now, as you're hearing this, haven't you already noticed how much these ideas, they resonate with you? Maybe they feel familiar, like a part of you that's always been there, just waiting to emerge. And as your unconscious mind continues to absorb these beliefs, you might find yourself living them effortlessly. It's not something you need to practice or force. It's simply who you are. And with every breath you take, every moment you notice, you're stepping deeper into presence, into mindfulness, into the rich, full experience of now. And it feels good, doesn't it, to know presence is your natural state. Always has been, always will be.